Hi everyone, this week's article is on religious and philosophical beliefs. Now specifically, people say that football is a religion. It is for me. The question is whether the support of a football team is protected as a belief under the Equality Act. So the Equality Act does make it unlawful to discriminate against someone because of a religion or belief, or a lack of religion or belief. In a recent case before the Employment Tribunal, they had to determine whether supporting a football club falls for protection under that act. Unfortunately, the tribunal said not. They were required to consider what we call the Granger Criteria. So that is a list of criteria set out in a previous Employment Appeals Tribunal case. In that case, an employee asserted that his belief that mankind was heading towards a catastrophic climate change amounted to a philosophical belief. Now, the Appeals Tribunal said that for that to come, or for any philosophical belief to come within the legislation, it must be genuinely held, be a belief and not an opinion based on the present state of information available, be a belief as to a weighty and substantial aspect of human life and behaviour, attain a certain level of cogency, seriousness, cohesion and importance, and be worthy of respect in a democratic society. That belief doesn't have to govern the entirety of a person's life, but it does have to have a significant weight and influence on that person's life. Now, in the case before the tribunal, Mr. McClung, the claimant, had supported Rangers Football Club for 42 years. He was a member of the club. He received yearly birthday cards, never missed a match, spent most of his disposable income on attending games, watched them on television, and he saw supporting Rangers as a way of life and as important as attending the church is for religious people. Now, the tribunal suggested and concluded that his belief as being a supporter of Rangers was simply that it was not belief capable of protection, but rather support of the football team. It was not in dispute that this belief was genuinely held, but the remaining Granger criteria were not satisfied. The explanatory notes to the Equality Act in itself provided a huge stumbling block, because those notes said that adherence to a football team is not capable of protection. The definition of support, being actively interested in and concerned for the success of a particular sports team, contrasts with the definition of belief, so an acceptance that something exists or is true, especially one without proof. The tribunal confirmed that Mr. McClung's support for Rangers was similar to the support provided for a political party. That does not constitute a protected philosophical belief and does not meet that threshold. The support is akin to a lifestyle choice, so it's not belief as to a weighty or substantial aspect of human life, as the Granger criteria required. There were a wide range of Rangers fans with varying reasons behind their support, which were shown in different ways. There's nothing to suggest that the fans had to behave in a certain or similar way. There were characteristics of Rangers fans such as support for the union, loyalty to the monarchy. Yes, there were similarities, but that was not a prerequisite for supporting the football club. The only common factor was that fans wanted this team to do well. So this lacks the required characteristics of cogency, cohesion and importance. And finally, the tribunal concluded that the support for Rangers did not invoke respect in a democratic society in the same way that the governance of a country or ethical veganism has done. So essentially, it's just not a weighty enough subject to meet the final aspects of the Granger criteria. So this does give a useful examination of the protection afforded under the Equality Act. There have been other cases about political beliefs, certain environmental beliefs, and this assessment will always be subject to the Granger criteria, but in this case, support for a football team just falls short. If you do need any further help on this judgment, or indeed any other employment support, please do get in touch. Visit the website chadwicklawrence.co.uk or email employmenthub@chadlaw.co.uk. Thank you.